Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today, we are grading all of the brand new free agency cards coming to Madden 24 today. Before we get started, though, if you are part of the 63% of people who watch the videos that are not subscribed, we are on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So, of course, any support is appreciated. And by the way, I will be live tonight on Twitch, link in the description, 8 p.m. Eastern, playing some Madden, having some fun, so come through. I hope to see you there. Okay, so let's get started with the 94s and kind of lower collectibles. The 88s and the 91s, there really isn't any good budget cards that are coming out of this promo as far as these 91s. I mean, the 94s, there's some decent ones. T. Higgins is solid. And by the way, for the chems, on the 94s, it works similar to the 97 pluses that get all 32 team chems. So say T. Higgins goes to, let's say T. Higgins goes to the Buccaneers. Obviously he's not going to go there. Let's just say that. So if he goes to the Buccaneers, he'll have the Bengals chem and the Buccaneers chem bucket, but then he'll also have a pre-baked Buccaneers bucket, meaning that you can either split the chemistry and go Bengals Buccaneers, or you could go Buccaneers and give him 2x Buccaneers chems. That's the only difference between the 94s and the 97 pluses, is that ability bucket that has the teams that they previously played for. The bucket that has the teams they previously played for is just an all 32 team chem bucket. Hopefully that makes sense, but that was a bit of a tongue twister. But as far as the 94s go, I like T. Higgins. The offensive linemen are pretty good, like Connor Williams, 96 run block. Even Damian Lewis having over 99, he's really, really nice. So I do like these kind of budget offensive linemen. And if you have that B&D pack at the end of the field pass, I would probably either pick Connor Williams or Damian Lewis. But as far as, 94 budget, like Marquise Hollywood Brown's probably the best. You know what I mean? He probably is 97 speed, 5'9", you know what I mean? If you're just getting started, that's not a bad card to choose as your B&D guy either. Even a quarterback, Kirk Cousins. They actually didn't give a quarterback a champion, which is kind of like the first time that's ever happened, really. And there were options, Russ, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield. There were options for sure that they just didn't really. They even like a Jameis would have been cool, or Mariota. They could have gotten cute, you know what I mean? But they didn't. They did not. This card's actually not bad stat-wise. Ability-wise, at this moment, I actually have no idea what he gets. I don't think he's gonna get any real discounted abilities because I didn't mention it on the stream this morning. But yeah, obviously really good over 90, everything, really good throw power with 80 speed. If you want to use Kirk, he'll be serviceable, but obviously he's not a top-end QB in the game. Okay, so let's get started with our champions. And the first thing that I noticed about these cards is that the abilities are simply, like, not going to say outdated, because they're not, like, super outdated, but they definitely kind of took, like, one step back on the abilities. I feel like Team of the Year was really good abilities, or not really good, but good discounts, I would say. I would say there's good discount abilities, but I feel like in this promo, this drop, they've kind of taken, like, a step back, it feels like. But, Lurk Artist for 0, you're going to have to definitely use that. And then I probably would go with probably nothing in Custom 2, to be honest, but a 6-foot user, again, all 32 team chems. I'm not sure if Devin White re-signed or where he went, but again, he'll get all 32 and then to whatever team he ended up going to in free agency. I'm not sure where he ended up though. I don't think he left. I think I would have seen that. So maybe he didn't sign yet, or he's back on the Buccaneers. I don't know. I didn't see much about Devin White, but very good speed, potentially 98 speed. Again, could be a good filler for a theme team. That's what a lot of these cards are kind of going to be. Dalton Schultz, again, tight ends don't got a lot. There isn't a lot of tight end variety. Not a lot of theme teams have a good tight end, but now a lot of them do get that with Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, mid-out elite for 0, matchup nightmare for 0. I love matchup nightmare for 0. So you're able to go matchup nightmare for 0 and mid and elite, which makes you run better corner routes and things like that against man-to-man coverage. So you have matchup nightmare and mid and elite for 0 with 89 run block. And I realized I forgot to give a grade to Devin White, but Dalton Schultz, I'm going to give him an A. I think this card's actually pretty good. If you obviously, I'm not considering all 32 team chem speed boost, but if you have that, 96, 97, it could put him in an A+ with good run block and 2-0 AP abilities that are actually pretty usable, pretty decent. So Dalton Schultz, I'll give him an A. He's actually a pretty good card. And as far as Devin White goes, I'm going to give him probably an A-. I'll give him an A. I think he's an A. I think he's going to be an A for Devin White. I'll go A. Next up, we got Michael Pittman Jr. Again, the abilities, you guys can kind of see what I mean here, like route tech for 2 when there's guys in the game that get it for 1. 6'4", obviously a big body, potentially 98 speed on a full theme team, but we're going to talk like he is 96. Outside Apprentice for 0, Matchup Nightmare for 0, which of course I do like as well, and Grab and Go. So if I were running this card, I probably would go with Route Tech and Matchup, or I'll just go Matchup Nightmare and Minute Elite. Kind of the same stack that Dalton Schultz gets. Like, I might do that, but Pittman, looking at the wide receivers in the game right now, it's tough to... I mean, Pittman on a full theme team is very good, don't get me wrong. But if we're looking at him like he's not on a theme team, he's, you know, in the abilities, they're not crazy special. So I'd probably have to give him like an A-. I think his build's good. And if you can get him on a theme team, that could lift him 1 or 2 maybe grades. So do keep that in mind. Next up, we have Mike Uwenu. This card right here, I like a lot. I actually like him a lot. So I would probably go, you know, I would just go with the 0 AP stuff. I would just go natural talent all day. Would have liked to have seen like a 0 AP identifier on this card, but again, all 32 team chems. Uwenu goes back to the Patriots, so we'll have 2X Patriots chems, but you know, getting a good right tackle for every single theme team is a W. So really, one of the better cards is Mike Uwenu, to be honest. 99 pass block, 95 run block. I'll probably get this card, and I'll probably keep him on my team for the rest of the year, to be honest. I don't see myself moving off Uwenu. He's an A+ card. I think everyone should try to get your hands on him, just because he'll be like an end game, all 32 team chem guy, unless you have like a promo theme team that doesn't allow you to, you know, fit him in. But I think Mike Uwenu's a demon. Next up is Josh Jacobs. So the thing about the running backs that come out that don't get the X factor is they don't have the X factor, and that puts them at a major disadvantage. Like, you know, to me, you just got to have an X factor as a running back to keep up with the guys that have it. Like, it's 2 different tiers, it's 2 different levels. You know what I mean? Like, I would probably still go Peyton Hillis over this card because he gets that Angry Runs X factor, which sounds crazy, but I really do feel that way. But Josh Jacobs does look pretty good stat wise. If the X factors and abilities weren't a thing, this card would be amazing. 97 speed in all 32 team camps. Again, you can give him 99 speed on a full theme team. He has some power in his game. He's going to be a very elusive guy with 99 COD. Also does get 0 AP jukebox. I do expect that juke to be pretty high. But you got jukebox, either human joystick or tank. Kind of depends on what you want. I would probably go tank because human joystick doesn't really do much. But I love free evasive. I think it's great. This card, I'm going to give him an A as well. Maybe like A- just because, again, it's tough to compete as a running back with no X factor to these guys that have these busted, broken X factors. It's kind of crazy. So Josh Jacobs, he could be good, but again, guys like Bo are just better, and it's not even really close. We then have the free agency welcome pack player, Kendall Fuller. 3 tokens, 2 from the field pass, 1 from the solos. He's going to get pick artist, flat zone, and it's kind of weird because if you look right here, he's a zone archetype corner. A zone archetype corner, but in his tier 2, he gets short route, deep route, and medium route. Interesting. Archetypes, yeah, this guy's facts. Archetypes literally mean nothing. But flat zone's good for those who use it, you know what I mean? And he's a free card, and this card will get all 32 team chems, and he hasn't signed anywhere yet. But Kendall Fuller, I'll give him an A-. I feel like people would probably want like a deep out zone or something like that. And more people probably run zone than man coverage, so I got to think about that. But next up is Cameron Curl. And this card, like, by itself, right? This card by itself isn't like anything special. You know, I'm talking no cams, no nothing. Like, only 95 speed. You know, we have like collectibles getting that. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about Cameron Curl, but on a theme team, he might be pretty good. He does get lurk artist. I think will be a good like user because he's got good acceleration. He'll be able to get up to 97 speed if you use him correctly. Put him on a team. Even short route, deep out zone for 1, and then deep route KO for 2. So not bad. I think he could be a pretty viable kind of if you run like double Mabel kind of. He can kind of be that outside almost safety corner option where you can put deep out zone on him for 1 and then lurk artist on him, or even go flat zone and deep out zone. So pretty good zone KOs. I think they actually make this card pretty usable. And even does get a little bit of man KO in his game as well with that short route for 1 and lurk artist for I like lurk artist for 0 too. So Cameron Curl, I'm gonna go with an, oh man, it's either A or A- on this card. It really is. I'm gonna go A- just because he isn't gonna be like your traditional safety. He's gonna have to be more of a corner hybrid kind of guy. But I think he's got potential. I'm gonna go A- on him. Next up is Brian Burns. So Brian Burns gets 2 really good 0 AP abilities. He's gonna get no outsiders for 0 and reach elite for 0. And if we look up Brian Burns, he is over 90-90. So what are the traits gonna be on Brian Burns? I actually don't know. And they're almost perfect. And he gets high motor as well, which is actually a pretty big deal. So Brian Burns looks pretty good. And again, reach elite for 0, no outsiders for 0. But again, like edge threat elite for 2 AP. We've had 1 AP edge threat elites already this year. Under pressure for 2. Double for nothing for 1. You know what I mean? So good stats. And yeah, he's able to get 2x Giants chems and or all 32 in Giants chems. So pretty good for Brian Burns. I'm going to get this card. I'm going to go Brian Burns in A. Again, abilities aren't crazy. No X factors like Unstoppable Force or Colossus. So you got to consider that as well. That definitely does hurt even the edge rushers the same way it hurts the running backs. And we have one more champion before getting into the LTDs, and that is Chidobe Awuzie. I've said his name right once before, but pick artist for 0. Outmatch for 0. Please use pick artist on the card. He's 6 foot, so good enough height. Deep in zone KO for 1. Probably won't be used. Medium wrap for 1, but then deep out zone KO for 2. So we got, you know, we have deep zone KOs for like 1 coming out. You know what I mean? But they give us a deep out zone for 2. So just bad abilities to me on Awuzie, just because, or Chidobe, however you say his name. But again, can get all 32. He'll probably be used, but I don't love this card. I probably would have to give him like an A-. I don't think he's going to be that great. I just don't see the vision. I don't see the vision on this card. Because you're able to use, I would rather use a card who's a little bit slower even than a Chidobe that has a better discounted ability, honestly. You know what I mean? Or like gets deep out zone for 0 or 1, you know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense. But next up we have our LTDs. Getting started here with Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's gonna be a stud. Let's check his cards are always very good. Like whenever they come out, I always like his cards. Let's see Danielle Hunter's traits, and I'm pretty sure they are okay, they're almost perfect. This one, he doesn't go 90-90 in, which is interesting for an LTD. You know what I mean? But 98 finesse move. I wish he was double finesse move traits, but he's not. He's 1 power, 1 finesse. But does get defensive rally for defensive rally for 1, double nothing 1, goal line stuff, speedster under pressure for 1. Abilities aren't great, and again, there's no X factor, which sucks. I hate saying it, but that's just how the game is. Like I don't like it. I wish the X factors didn't run the much streaks, but they do, and that's unfortunate. It really is. The only real benefit is that this card does get all 32, and he could potentially get up to what 96 speed off the edge is obviously very good. He probably will play pretty well. I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give Danielle Hunter an A. Like I'm leaning almost A- just because of the traits, or the even the traits and the under 90 power moves as well. Stephon Gilmore is gonna get acrobat for 1, medium route for 1. Pick artist 0, flat zone 0, deep route 1. Interesting. Very interesting card. For my scheme, if I do get my hands on this card, I would probably go deep route 1, medium route 1. That's probably what I would go, or maybe flat zone medium. I don't even know. But yeah, 97 speed, so potentially 99 speed on all 32, right? Or all 50 theme team. You play zone and play man. Good acceleration, but I see the problem already is that he doesn't get one of those deep out zone KOs or deep in zone KOs or even mid zone KOs in certain instances for the zone people. So this card probably won't be too sought after, and his price tag will probably be pretty egregious with him not only being a cowboy, but also getting all 32. So Stephon Gilmore, A again. I'm going to go A again. I think stats are at an A+ level, but the abilities just do not match it. And I think the abilities are very important. Like getting good discounts is very important, and it's going to be very important as we go throughout the year. Let's finish with Mike Evans. We have Kevin Dotson up next. Puller for 0 is not bad. Secure protector for 1. Would love to see that for 0 there. Could go 0-0, especially on a limited time offensive lineman. It should have been 0-0. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I think I'm going to end up giving him, again, all 32 team chem, offensive lineman, with you know crazy pass block, crazy run block. He's gonna be an A+, but he's just not flashy. He's just not flashy, which sucks. But maybe not A+. I'm gonna go A just because the abilities again, like they're nothing like if he had like an identifier for free or like a linchpin for free or like a secure protector for free, then I would give him an A+. But he doesn't. He does not. So Kevin Dotson, we're gonna go A. And finally, Mike Evans. I'm gonna give him. Like deep out, you're making me pay for deep out. Deep out for 1. Red zone for 1. Tank for 1. Matchup Nightmare 0 is nice. Deep elite for 1 is actually nice. So why would you use deep out? I don't know. But deep elite for 1, with matchup Nightmare for 0 is actually a pretty decent stack. I think Mike Evans, I'll give him the A+. You know, I'll give him the A+. 6'5". able to have a double 0 AP ability stack, or not double 1 or 1 AP for matchup Nightmare Deep Elite, I think is very good. All 32. So I'm gonna go A+ on Mike Evans, but this promo to me, quite mid. I think this is probably one of the worst free agency promos we've ever seen. If you just look at the cards that they're kind of have to go up against, you know, the Super Bowl themed teams, even the Team of the Year cards kind of get better abilities than this. And I don't know, usually EA brings the juice when MLB The Show's coming out, but they didn't. So I would expect some pretty nutty ULs to come out on Saturday, because usually they show out when MLB comes out. Usually, typically. This year, I don't know, I would probably end up giving this free agency promo probably like a 4. There's only like one card I really want, and that's Mike Evans. I don't know. It doesn't move me. And especially a year, like, there's so, like, this is the craziest free agency that I can remember in at least the last couple of years. They could have had so many awesome names in this drop, but they just didn't. They wanted to use, with all due respect, Michael Pittman. Okay? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said. All right, never mind. All right. You know, all right. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, all right. I'll see you boys in the next one. Live on Twitch tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.